Big news, isn't it? Once TikTok is going to shut down, where are you going to go? Well, maybe you're going to be watching my channel because I'm European and I am here to compile information that I find on TikTok. If you're new here, check this out. Maybe you'll be enjoying the important parts of TikTok, the educational parts, the news that people are reporting, or just badass opinions put in a much more reasonable way than I can put it. Last time we checked, Luigi Mangione, and across my channel, I'm talking about Apocalypse, constantly mentioning that like we're at 6th year now of the apocalypse. We're entering the 6th year, and now there's going to be a lot of like opportunities brewing, it feels like. We'll see. I don't want to go to conclusions. I will let What the Fuss speak for itself. So let's begin. I probably have collected tons of TikToks and we're not going to hit the spot. This is the last one we have seen. I mean, the first one we have seen and then we dove deeper, but this is the last one if we bump into it. And I don't think that's going to happen. Unless I'm really fast.
Trying to have somebody play your account and get people to think that you're a serious, real gamer is ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's very suspicious to be able to rank very high on a leaderboard at all. And clearly Elon Musk has paid someone to do it. It's just so shady to the point where, like, that's Elon Musk's way of life. That's what I said. His life strategy is exposed to make other people do the job for him and flex for him, become the marketing genius because of other people's labor. It's kind of crazy.
Try this out and notice how quickly your life starts to change. Okay, so the next
I will watch the whole thing because I haven't actually watched the whole thing.
time you are feeling overwhelmed or frustrated, instead of turning to some sort of substance or
well, technically, exercise works. And
what I want you to do is get up and start jumping up and down, shaking your arms, shaking your legs, even letting out crazy.
She has enough fat where jumping up and down is actually exercise. But naturally, you have to beat up your demons. Even if they're not there, they're there. You can still imagine the demons and you can beat the shit out of them. That will help. Not all the time will you have the will to just stand up and fight your demons. But it's literally why I have the combat, the exercise button. I have venting, breathing can help, kind of. I mean, you have to double check if you're breathing enough fresh air or you're suffocating. For me, it's actually a tough thing. But if you open a window too much, it might be too cold. It's a never-ending fight to become comfortable in the moment and being able to be productive.
Sounds, because what you're going to be doing.
Crazy. Okay, maybe don't fucking fuck with the neighbors. And jumping up and down also fucks with the neighbors, by the way. If you're living in a house, then yeah. But you got to be more creative with that one.
In that experience is you are somatically moving that energy up and through your body. When you're experiencing an emotion that you're not happy with, all that emotion needs to do is move, because emotion is energy.
I mean, now we're speculating.
Emotion, and when we do not allow it.
Oh, emotion is motion. Let's go.
So when emotion.
I mean, whatever. This was a pretty sweet moment. Everyone watched it. But it's worth commenting on it, right? Because I brought up Dude Economy. There's a video for that. Solve world's problems. A dude comes in and to mow the lawn. And he gets paid for all of this stuff, right? We actually sending taxes to the correct person, finally. And taxes is just barely our eyeballs, our interest. And all of a sudden, this guy can make her day of like, wow, I had all these problems and they just went away. It was fucking trimmed out of here. And obviously she can't do it. Like, Only a dude can do it.
Yep, I went over this 2 or 3 times so that I could get it nice and flat.
Dudes can do a lot, but like, they need to constantly get the work. Constantly get tasks, and then it's a whirlwind effect, a snowball effect that like constantly helps other people and makes them more productive, and this just keeps snowballing from that point. That's what I feel should happen as we enter the New World Order, bro. Something that sounds that an elite talk, but it's actually like literally something I have calculated. A new world order is just a new order, the way world works. And something is gonna enter that order. Something new is gonna be added. Dude economy sounds like a fucking good deal. You're not just waiting for the employment, but at the same time, yeah, you would just go to a place and all of a sudden get your skills met. Like, people would know what to do with you, basically. If you have worked for, there's technically, you know, even in my local town, you can go to the government and get that minimal payment and all that shit, and the people will know what to do with you, whatever. But I have to hang around some fucking drunk-ass people, old-ass people, and borderline feel unsafe and like I'm being abused. It's just like, it's not a good time. To get a real dude economy going is to know people's places. I'm not here to work, I'm just here to generate good ideas, right? And I just need encouragement of like which ideas actually help people and whatnot. Leave it in the comments below.
Let's go through a list of celebrities' houses that burnt down.
Yeah, let's mock some celebrities, guys. But it is what it is.
I found some Hollywood victims. Spielberg, of course, he's with Tom Hanks. Crazy brand new fire.
Yeah, so that's happening basically. And it's touching a lot of celebrities' homes. And it's just a consequence of what environment you have created. It creates fragile environments that can just wipe your homes off the surface of the earth. It was a horrifying thing to see. How flames can actually do that? That is, what? You would think that homes are just resistant to fire damage. But that shit just fell into rubble. Millions and millions of dollars and celebrity faces appearing that I actually recognize.
The UK's gas supplies are running dangerously low with just a few days remaining.
We'll see what happens here. I'll just listen to this. UK just knows how to stab themselves in the face and make a spectacle out of that.
The other day,
what would a dude do, right? I can add this commentary. A dude would, me personally, what I want to do is just like find all the places you can live so you don't have to live in UK anymore. This place fucking stinks. It's a fucking island. If it runs out of morale with the rest of the countries or the world as a whole, I mean, it's an island and it's gonna stink living in there.
Let's make his Wagyu burger.
That was just kind of funny, dude.
I mean, who does this guy think he is telling me how to make a burger? First off, the onions are way too big. You need to slice them up and caramelize them, not whatever he's doing. I will say the meat looks pretty high quality, but the amount of seasoning is just despicable.
We get to roast Gordon Ramsay. I mean, that's something.
Bro, get your soggy butter buns out.
That's crazy.
Ooh, look at me. Mixed a bunch. Whoa, I mean, we can't just use regular cheese around here. We have to make circle cheese. Bro, you gotta have 500 tools and devices to make this burger. Hey, give me a pan and give me a patty. That's all I need.
Yeah, it's really a flex that has to be roasted.
Oh, wow, now we're gonna bathe the egg in the doo-doo brown burnt butter. I'm sure that'll be delicious.
Ugh. What is this bullshit? Ugh. Now you look at it completely differently.
So the Biden administration just announced the relief they're going to give to the victims of the LA wildfires.
Yeah, apparently this natural disaster is a little bit different, and the relief will happen. Probably because celebrities are under attack by fire, while every other natural disaster, which was in Florida from hurricanes and in Maui from fires as well. No, that's not reasonable, and they have to fight really hard to get those $750. While these guys in LA are gonna get a lot of recovery money, guys. See, it's so fun. So many things you can do before Trump takes office. Just so many things, so many cool things.
Oh, the fires are still burning, but just moments ago we had the smoke clear, and what we're seeing is
there's nothing left, boys.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I've covered the earthquakes, I've covered every fire here in Los Angeles for the last 40 years, and I've never seen this type of devastation. Now, this is off of Sunset and Temescal Canyon and Pacific Palisades, and look at this. I mean, war zone. It looks like a war zone.
Yeah, welcome to the apocalypse, guys. Where a simple fire can just get out of control, and they don't have water to put it off. This guy's saying karma a bunch of times. It's just karma accumulates, and bad things happen to people who just don't give a fuck about themselves.
It looks like it was bombed. A single home in this area is lost.
As I'm coming down the middle of the night, no lights. I didn't.
It is the question of, like, how can you protect yourself? Because there gotta be a way. It's not like all these homes are made out of wood, right? Right? I want to know more of just how. How is that possible? How can fire spread and just wipe things off? None of these things make sense to me.
I think a lot of y'all need to realize that actors are not as rich as y'all think they are. Like, there's still the stereotype that every major actor is getting like $50 million a movie, and that is, like, that could not be further from the truth. The only people
Mr. Beast is rich.
making that kind of money are like, like fucking like Robert Downey Jr. if he does like an Avengers movie or something like that. Like, the average
high-level YouTubers are rich.
big name actor is getting, like, if they're lucky, like $1 million a movie, like dead ass. Which is still a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but like a lot of people are trying to put these people in the same category as like the billion.
In the same category as YouTubers, like Captain Sparkles.
That we were just, you know, shitting.
It's not Notch, okay? Notch is next level.
On a couple weeks ago, and it's like they are not even remotely in the same tax bracket. Also, actors aren't hurting anybody. Literally all they do is just act for our enjoyment. They're not, you know, stripping people of their life savings and tearing families apart and messing with our healthcare. Like, the kind of people who are so rich that they don't deserve empathy, those people are not living in the Pacific Palisades or even...
Yeah, they have exiled themselves already.
This is insane.
Okay, major breaking news. Donald Trump has just been officially sentenced for the crimes that he was found guilty of. And this is
so fucking crazy.
Sentence. An unconditional...
So he has been sentenced, and the sentence is that he doesn't get a sentence. I swear America is a joke. This is a much better comment than I could say anything here.
Discharge on all 34 charges.
I mean... Maybe Dylan is just fucking weirdo.
Meaning, Trump does not face any fines, he does not face any probation, and he will serve no jail time. In response to this
discharge of bodily liquids,
Trump said, "This result alone proves that there is no case, there never was a case, and this whole scam fully deserves to be
Fuck yeah, Donald Trump for the win. He was the first sentenced president who gets no punishment.
Okay, this is right now.
There's purge everywhere now.
Everything is going to be covered and overlooked by this whole fire.
Hey guys, let's go do purge. they finally figure out what purge is, but I feel like that's too late now. I'm still keeping an eye on the purge level, and it's technically going up because of UK and this fucking fire festival. But the reality is, I don't think the purge is gonna continue the same way. It's gonna evolve. It sounds like the purge. Yes, that's what I have been talking about this whole time. Oh, it's the zombie apocalypse. Wait just
Is he doing that?
just a couple of fucking years, all right? Then we have zombie apocalypse. Then we have something else. Then the vortex year. I wonder what's going to be the American apocalypse, you know? Because they calling zombie apocalypse every fucking day until it actually happens, maybe. You're scaring me and I live in Belgium. Yep. I never realized that. Yeah, chaos. Like if you see the window of opportunity where there's enough chaos, you can like commit purge. But there are cameras watching. Just you wait. There's people who can track your phones and whatnot. It's not easy to get away with crimes necessarily. The biggest purge moment was actually the Chase Bank, where people just like withdrawing a bunch of money. Then they can actually impact the economy with that money. It can start circulating in there. Is that one glitch we really need? One type of purge we really needed. Everyone gets a lot of money if they have courage. But yeah, like 2024 was insane.
Is he doing that on purpose? If you didn't know, this is Mr. Beast, the most...
Yes, the purpose is to be a narcissist. And to be liked, so happy people are liked more. Yes, he literally wants to manipulate other people to feel superior over them. However, his smile is dead. Or with the dead eyes and fake smile eyes.
Famous person on the planet. But this smile he does, where the smile doesn't reach the top half of his face, is the most unsettling expression I've seen on the face of a person or a nightmare.
You can just pretend that he's tired, you know, but he accomplished a lot. Maybe if you see that way, it's not that creepy. And in a way, yeah, he did accomplish a lot, but you better go to sleep, Mr. Beast. Go to sleep.
Isn't it so cruel that if you don't have friends, it's your own fault? Like, strangers aren't just going to talk to you to get to know you. They have no reason to. If you want friends, you have to start all of those conversations. Genuinely terrible.
It's another dude economy moment, you know? If you need a dude to be your friend, you can still call them to ask for that. You can demand anything, and you'll be responded to. And this is that moment where you're going to be like, recruited immediately. You lonely? You need friend? Welcome to dude economy, yeah? Whatever business you called that has the dude economy going, flowing, bro, they will get you in, get you hooked with a bunch of friendships for the sake of just getting to know you and whatnot, right? It would be our own fault if you don't call them that. Then
know you, they have no reason to. If you want friends, you have to start all of those conversations.
Then the problem is you don't know who you're talking to necessarily, where to put the energy, who to make friends with. I only know who not to make friends with, whoever fucking abuses me or whatever, but there's all these people to explore, and like, how do you approach them? You can't make friends with abusers, man. And I tried many times across the internet to make friends, and guess what? I failed 100% of the time, except for one time where I just kept my friend. You know, I kept one friend. It's crazy that it's completely, even if you start the conversations, doesn't mean that those conversations are going to go anywhere. Doesn't mean that the other person is going to be comfortable enough to carry the conversation. It's a lot worse than you think. Friendship in general as a resource has been burned by capitalism and by the idea of privacy dominating the world. You have privacy, you have private property. There's no real need to have friends. And you just get destroyed by this whole thing. If you wanted friendship. I wanted friendship, and I get, you know, pain from knowing that I am not going to get it. The only way to chase it And what motivates me to make content is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm chasing friendship at the same time. I'm doing this noble thing where I'm uploading videos because it's gonna reach some people, right? People gonna get to know some aspects of me, and maybe that's spark some conversation, and just a little bit of that. You can still call it a friendship. Just a little bit of interaction over the internet. If it's not rude, you can still call it friendship. It's still nice, right? And maybe those people are gonna come back and like treat you a little bit better because what you gave is honest, right?
This guy walked into the woods and hid from society for 27 years. In all that time, he said one word to one other person. He accidentally ran across somebody who was hiking one day. She said hi, he said hi back, and that is the only discussion he had with anybody for 27.
It's crazy. It's a crazy story of a dude living in the woods and stealing from other people just to survive until he got caught. He just wanted to be left alone, but this level of privacy is a little bit crippling and makes no fucking sense. This is autism right there. If you desperately need more and more privacy, yeah. If something bad is happening to you, and you're trying to escape a problem, that's not autism. But autism, when you just get a fucking weird idea of what to do with your life, just hide from everyone. But you still have to steal. You know, that's the problem. You still cannot fully escape the society. So that was the story.
Remember after 9/11 when the United States government...
Yeah, 9/11,
There were
guys.
$1.6 trillion in
Where'd the money at?
There's 20 times more money and only 50% more people. There's 50% more people and 2,000% more money.
It doesn't calculate that way. Let me show exact number. So 1.5 more people, well, 20 times more. The ratio is 13 times. There's 13 times more money. However, more money simply means more points for the wealthy. All right, we actually don't deserve the score of accumulating wealth because we have to build businesses. It's kind of a shocking revelation, but you know, money is just score, just like numbers on a screen as you play Tetris or whatever. You get score based on how well you play Tetris, and they're in a different dimension. These fucking billionaires and all that, all those people with infinite money, they're in a different dimension. What we have to do as people is show the power of other resources, not money, and not crave more money, but actually crave more innovation, for example, technology. We can actually achieve that and get that stuff. And we can interact with each other and tell each other what the best thing to buy is, how the best way to generate and spend money is. We shouldn't really care about billionaires that much, because by getting too high, they have to make self-sacrifices of not interacting with most people, so they don't get sniffed out and their pants pulled down to where it really belongs. So I don't know, man. It's not the billionaires that the problem, you know? It's the need for money that makes us feel bad instead of productive. You know, the money is not motivating appropriately anymore. We just feel defeated and enslaved. If we had a good system, I wouldn't care about billionaires at all. We wouldn't need to fucking talk about that shit and be, you know, jealous of them. As if they can buy something really special for themselves. No. We should praise the resources that we actually can achieve for free. I can just throw love and friendship. All these things are technically, well, friendships you can buy. And as you understand that this dude economy is about technically buying up friendship, but at the same time establishing something that people can trust in with any problem that they have. Any problem has to be able to be fixed. Because they are willing to give some money or something. Maybe their problem is very special and sentimental to the community or whatever. that observes that stuff. Dude is just the best thing ever. I will mention it over and over again.
Speaking, there's 10 times.
And then this guy sort of talks about the trickling of money that just kind of doesn't work anymore. I should be 13 times more richer.
So why does everyone feel dead? And they trickle it down. Investors, the asset holders, the big boys. He stated that when money is printed, added into the economy, quantitative easing, mint printing, whatever you want to do, that only two parties benefit. The people printing it and the people that have assets. The people at the top.
The real question is, where does the money go when it's getting printed? Do they actually just keep the money, the government, whenever they want to spend it, they just keep it? Because at that point, it's like, dude, if you're going to keep the money, stop taxing people. Because the money just never stops trickling up. We're not only get to buy a bunch of things, necessities and all that shit from businesses, but we also have to lose a bunch of money because of taxes. Nothing makes sense anymore.
Who get the assets that are going to grow in value because there's more money in the economy. Made it.
The thing is that you have to appreciate this technology moved forward, and a lot of people are discovering different ways to live a life. And at the same time, you can always shave away some costs and accumulate some wealth. You can still do things slightly better every single time. And those small improvements can actually add up to something. This is what I'm trying to accumulate with my channel. I have improved significantly across time. Doesn't mean that anything changed in my life. I'm still stuck in a fucking room without any resource called friendship. But that means that my job is not done yet. There's still more things to improve, clearly.
In America, and Tom,
he could be a dude one day.
You made enough to get it started in America.
Yeah, imagine if we just like talk faster and faster until we start bumping into each other and like really sharing mutual ideas properly.
Having a mortgage.
Affording a home is just not something you should be aiming for. You should be buying up real estate that you can afford. From all over the place. And also, like, clearly affording a home is impossible simply because privacy is the greatest asset right now, praised by everyone, meaning that you can't even make a family. You can't even have real relationships anymore. It's not just friendships that died, it's like family relationships, that anything that goes towards a family, having a girlfriend, having a fiance, whatever you fucking call it, you're not gonna get there, bro. Because of privacy. People are going to be dishonest, and they're not going to want to spend time with you until you find the correct level person that has no choice but to submit. If you haven't found the correct level person, then you have to keep on looking, because you can't. There's a whole internet, you know? The reason why we like privacy is because internet, in a way, is a way for us to commit our social lives into, right? We have private lives, which are real, and then we can make our social lives on internet. So if you don't like privacy, you should be spamming fucking videos all over social media, spamming content, if you hate privacy. And you should, you know? If you hate not having friends and relationships, you should be spamming, being active as much as possible. And maybe I can do even more. Maybe I could max stats on social media, but it's going to be next year. Right now, I want to max stats so I feel good when I do everything, when I have my room in an appropriate manner, when I don't have to fucking fight neighbors anymore. Those are the max stats I'm trying to achieve. And I still haven't really started because it requires a very clear statistical analysis of everything that's going on in my life and how I'm supposed to truly react to everything around me. Like if I'm getting a +1 sub, maybe it's not a big deal, but getting +10 subs, which is happening right now, I'm like, that's a question mark. Can I repeat this process? Can I just keep moving forward like this? Or is this just a special event? And I would say, yes, Unspeakable made a special event on my channel, and I cannot really chase it. I cannot really lust for it. He's a special person, and I have to treat him as a special person. However, he has translated his influence into YouTube cookies. And now, I can chase that. I can respect that the idea worked. That people liked YouTube cookies while at the same time being attracted by unspeakable into clicking the video. And maybe he can open up and make me a good introduction every single time. Because that's sometimes what it requires. Like, you have to actually manipulate the audience until it gets to the point of notoriety. To the point where you don't have to put someone else's material up front for higher engagement. But this is not the case right now. I cannot stand on my own 2 feet. I am a poor person. I cannot just go ahead and edit my videos and whatnot. I have to find my place. I have to find something that actually works.
$416 a year.
With 70 grand, you would be fine. If you can translate this income anywhere else in the world, recreate this income, you'll be fine. In Russia, people will love you. And hopefully the government turns a blind eye on you if you're spending money correctly. In India, people will love you. All over the place. 70 grand, bro. If you know how to spend it, you'll be fine. Except in America. In America, you're going to be a bitch across TikTok. And that's maybe the real reason why they have to be banned from TikTok, because America is such a big bitch country. They don't understand what privilege they are swimming in, basically. They borrow a bunch of money from other countries to have the privilege to spam a bunch of celebrities into the wilderness for everyone's enjoyment. But that also means they have to be a little bit more humble and understand that there's the rest of the world who can't even make content, who just can't keep up. I have to learn English to be able to keep up. Like, it's not free, you know?
All
All the celebrities, and there's absolutely new ones that I never heard before.
in this Hilton Las.
Whatever.
We can continue the work that our boys started without violence, without protests, and totally legally. All we have to do is take down a company. Obviously, United Healthcare is that company. And Luigi, our buddy, did a great job. He got the ball rolling. Let's see what it did. He dropped 100 points. He got it to just fall off a cliff. Now we just have to continue doing, show you how.
It dropped 100 points? I mean, it's kind of artificially raised itself 100 points on July. So it's not really a drop, it's just a revert to normal. And maybe this is what triggered Luigi to spawn.
Continue doing that work, and let me show you how. They only have a profit margin of 3.6%. We could easily get that lower to negative, and then that stock will just keep dropping until it goes out of existence.
Well, let's see if you're on the right track somehow. But again, the correct track is to recognize that you're voting with your dollars, and everything dies if the companies, especially they're greedy, and the moment people avoid those companies, they just kind of have to do drastic measures to keep afloat. So sure, we don't like something and we boycott the shit out of them. Why not?
It is genuinely looking like the end of days in LA.
Constantly.
This morning. Satellite images today show some jaw-dropping before and afters, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. And only 2 days in, without any signs of
oh, hey, that's McDonald's.
slowing down, it has already become the most destructive fire ever to hit Los Angeles County. And depending...
Your hair is only oily because you use shampoo. It's a provable fact. If you stop using shampoo for 30 days...
It's another person who stopped using shampoo. How dare he?
Oily. I haven't used shampoo in like 5 years at this point because shampoo dries your hair out so much.
Personally, I hate showering in the first place. And I found that the biggest problem that I'm trying to solve by showering, well, first of all, is skincare, right? I have to do skincare where I have to actually wash my face constantly, and that's important. And that I can do, and I was able to achieve that habit. And now I have clear skin, and it's very satisfying. With hair, There's so much work that you can put into your hair, and all of a sudden it just becomes more oily because you wash it. The unintended consequence of trying to take care of your hair just becomes mad and angry that you even tried, that you even bothered. You know, every now and then, fuck it. Wash it off, right? Whatever accumulates on your hair, just wash it off. And you're gonna do it because you take showers, right? I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I'm just trying to not smell, right? So my clothing accumulates a bunch of sweat and a bunch of like nonsense, right? Let's call it drip. And then you just wash the clothes off more often than you do showers, even. I still haven't caught to like how to take care of teeth, by the way. I'm still struggling with that shit. I have this like salt, honey, and milk mixture, and it feels good to use. I just don't know if it's effective enough. Your head itches like crazy. At some point doing this, you will be uncomfortable, absolutely. And then you just wash it, you know? That's an indication that you can wash your hair. Don't worry about it. That one time, and it will stop itching, and then you can continue on with your day. It is good to cut off unnatural ways to clean yourself. That's what I'm getting into, you know?
I don't think
Whether it's toothpaste, whether it's some kind of soap that you're using on your body or a body wash or whatever, like all that shit you can cut off and be completely fine.
anyone who doesn't live in LA needs of 5 football fields per minute. Gabe
You have shit voice.
literally had to get out
What
of
the
their
hell?
cars to flee on foot. The scary
Why would TikTok show me comments like that? What the hell? Oh,
part about only
wait, as Australia is a very interesting place. We totally understand what you're going through. Oh, of course, because you're fucking demon portal, bro. We had acres burn. Yeah, of course. Many died. Yeah, I've had to be evacuated from my home many times in the last 30 years. It's very scary. Yes, Australian, I understand what you're going through. There's demon apocalypse happening every single year, you know, it's like, fuck off. Australia is a very weird place, and I'm just, like, so curious eventually to figure the shit out of the Australia.
At 0% containment, helicopters are not able to help in putting them out because the wind is so strong downtown LA. I'm in West Hollywood, was away from the biggest fires, and all I can hear is ambulances. Doesn't really matter where you are in LA right now. If you look up, it literally just feels apocalyptic.
My phone is about to die. Oh.
But there's a battery-ish. You can take out this battery and charge your phone on a go. And then you plug it back in. On many, many places, there's this thing available for people in Korea. Just the only question is how much it costs. To put everywhere in the world, for fuck's sake, Jesus. No, Koreans a different type of people. They're not only they're Asian, so they're technologically advanced, but they're also potentially more outdoorsy in a way. They have to walk more. And they gotta be always active on that social. You cannot turn your phone off because they also have that level of privacy that capitalism requires you to have.
Give me a minute. I want to respond to Ace's hot.
Yeah, so it's just a basic theme that Russia will not generate a revolution against Putin, right? That's just the level of difficulty people live where they cannot possibly unite into any kind of community whatsoever. They just live in the wilderness where they're fighting each other, of all things. And there's just simple establishments that you can't possibly defeat. That unless it gives you the equipment and sends you to a war, like you don't have the ability to fight back the elites unless you turn around and actually, you know, join the Ukrainians or something. That's the only revolution that can actually impact anything. peasant people used to obeying orders, well, not always, because orders can come from any person whatsoever, from each other. Like, how did they interact with each other is a very interesting thing.
For us to
Russia has so much freedom, basically, that communities cannot form together and put a punch, because that would destroy freedom in a way. And it's like, well, let's not speculate. Let's just listen to the dude
realize
for 6 minutes or
Russian
whatever.
head up.
Yeah, but this guy is like reminding people that, well, my theory, that there are levels of difficulty. There's a historic significance of Russia being the same way across history, meaning that they're literally not capable of doing certain things that Americans think that they would be capable of, overthrowing the government. Easy, you know? But even in UK, it's not happening. So, it's not that simple. And overthrowing the government in America simply means upholding democracy so it does not get wasted. That is just the natural way to keep government in check. That's the one thing that Russia has taken over, you know, democracy. No more of that shit. You know, it hurts. Our leader has to step down because of democracy. That is bad. And that we call dictatorship, right? But in a way, Russians sort of understand that they have to have a strong leader that does not get kicked out, basically, randomly. And obviously, there's fear.
If you raised your voice, if you had to stand up, what did they do? They threw you out a window. We're not gonna rebel. Game.
No, Russian people don't just wave white flags all the time. They are generally enjoying the freedom, especially capitalism, the money economy, of trying to play that game, basically. But it's a rough game to play. Of how can you prevail? How can you find more and more freedom using the money? Move out of certain places. It's a very active culture where you can't just sit in one fucking room. You have to actively communicate with people and move to better places every single time, especially when shit like this happens. Like, come on, man. So I don't know if this guy gets to the bottom of this. I don't know if I want to listen to that.
Seen them, right?
The funny thing is, Russians can be convinced that they can take over more land or whatever. That's what motivates them to go to war. The propaganda just fucking hits them hard. That they're the strongest people, Ukrainians are losing the war, we're just gonna take over that shit, and none of this is happening. But that's what convinces most Russians to just destroy themselves. And what they do, they wave a white flag to their leader and say, yes, I will go to war, I will self-sacrifice, even though I have all this freedom to do whatever the fuck I want, and give a middle finger to anything that's going on, anything that's chasing me right now. They could do that, but they chose not to do that. They just chose to pretend that Russia is a big nation that has to take over more land. Fools are getting grinded by this war. There's no mercy for those people. And everything is going smoothly, you know? It's all good. We're doing great.
Oh, what is this man selling here? Namaskar. Hello.
Here's India, the other side of Russia.
Okay, kidna. 20. Okay, that's a good price. Let's see how he makes it.
And technically, it's another peek into dude economy of just dudes standing there and selling stuff. And honestly, I would like more of that to be around the corner, you know? These are options. These are potential ways to save more money. Fuck yeah, dude. Sell me some corn, dude.
So he scoops the corn into the... I'm trying to film a video here. Okay,
so he enjoyed the corn and
very
this is what it is.
Very buttery. I actually missed the entire... Somebody wanted a picture with me, but whatever he did to this, he's made it very, very good. I'm rating the corn here in Hyderabad, in India, 8.5 out of 10.
Most people wouldn't even be able to eat corn. I try to eat corn of a can, and it's not a pleasant experience. But if this is actually edible and tasty, fuck yeah, dude. Maybe this guy can save me some money. Because food is the biggest money sink for most people. Except the rent is. With rent, we have to Luigi the landlords, unfortunately. We have to scare the shit out of landlords at this point. I don't know what the solution is against rent. It's just the most exploitative business of all time. It's exploiting people's necessity to live in places like, what the fuck is going on? I haven't actually talked about rent, but it's that one thing that we should almost take care of with violence involved. Like, this is absolutely insane. When I will talk about rent is bullshit, I don't know what conclusions I will draw, but it just doesn't seem that there's another way besides threats. The most corrupt business of all time.
So believe it or not, this is illegal in the UK, but it's here in Lithuania, and I want to get your thoughts in the comments below.
So this guy discovered that you can discard your baby. Because very likely you cannot take care of the said baby. And that, my friends, is a beautiful way to have what is known as abortion, you know? If you cannot take care of the baby, well, it's time to get rid of it. That's Russian freedom right there. I don't know. I don't have thoughts on that. It's just the thing that we needed, you know? Most people are poor. If we going away from the Western worlds into the Eastern worlds, most people become poorer and poorer. So we need now this desperate moment of just like, someone can take care of that baby. I cannot do it, unfortunately. I'm so sorry about it.
Be careful and conscious about going to Colombia, and I would even say stop going there. Let me explain. Colombians do not like North Americans and European tourists anymore, and there's some good reason behind that. So there's a saying that people use in Latin America. It's called El Vivo Vive del Bobo, which basically means this guy lives from the fool next door. If he can take advantage of you to survive and better his chances, he's going to do it. How does this apply to tourists from North America or Europe? Well,
Yeah. So tourists raise prices, and it is what it is. Tourists raise prices of cheap places. Colombia is Africa? No, it's that. Okay. That's what I thought. It just looks like that, you know, like Morocco. It's crazy how this world is completely different from this world. Like, Jesus Christ. To the point where I'm thinking this is the level 7 area. Level 1, 2, 3, Russia, giant country, China, level 4, Australia, fucking demon world already. Then Africa is known to be a demon world. It's known. And this is a question mark place with the most historically fucking twisted shit I've ever heard before. And I have made a friend from Brazil just to unmake the friend. The moment things got really out of hand, it felt like emotionally, you know, it was weird. But people have heard of Venezuela so many times, and now Colombia is sort of being talked about right now. Very interesting.
Look at what's going on with a...
Yeah. People found a reason, basically, to be upset on tourists, to the point where this is getting a bigger border, so people actually feel the difference between these two lands. I still want to know, what is this place? In comparison to levels of difficulty in life.
Going on with the Himalayas. I mean, it's the human shit they leave behind there. There's tons of it. Tons of human waste.
If it's still not a problem that people are climbing, it's that they're leaving waste. You don't stop the climbers, you tax them at some level so that now you have cleanup crews that come up after them.
This is the consequence of privacy, of like, or no, it's actually the consequence of anarchy, where you just feel freedom to just leave trash behind. But if people would get taxed, if people would get punished, then they wouldn't do it. Great. Give solution, bro. No. Yeah, Joe Rogan is like that. It's so annoying.
Okay, so hold up. Now you're telling me not only do we have plasmoids in the sky and drones searching for the vortex under the ocean where another civilization...
He said vortex, though.
This is some of the craziest tech showed off at...
Someone said vortex in the ocean opens. 54th vortex opening, basically.
CES.
Again, be careful. The opportunities that look like they're something, they are not for you. And they could potentially be dangerous. Just continue living your life as if normal things are happening instead of pretending that there's some kind of crazy thing that you can all of a sudden achieve out of nowhere. You have to improve slightly, step by step, and give yourself patience. And right now, I feel like it's just gonna boil you with a lot of curiosity and all these things to try and like capture tourism, basically. Vortexes are dangerous, especially if they're like, you know, pulling you from one country to the other. Like, that's a lot of work. I can open my vortex where I can offer people a house to stay in. I don't know, to escape rent. I just want that person to be like a genuinely good person and take care of the house. That would be good enough for me. I don't want to take rent. And if they can figure out plumbing and all that shit, I mean, good for you, you know? You made better living conditions for yourself and everyone else who's gonna come after you.
The war in
You still get to keep the house though, right?
West London. There is a
Some kind of fucking war bullshit. I don't know what it
Something
is.
weird and somewhat unexpected.
Yeah, guys, make more cups like that. This guy said that it's good. It's a better grip.
It happens.
Honestly, I'll
when you
show the whole
curve a
thing.
mug from dropping down is your grip, and now you might.
It constantly the cup drops down, and you want to grip with, like, you naturally put the finger over here, right? So might as well bump it a little bit. Might as well adapt to that finger.
Well, here, the way your fingers interact with the handle differently makes it so your grip will never slip. Even better, you can pick this mug up with two fingers like this, hold a bowl of cereal or a donut in these fingers, hold something else in your other.
Shut the fuck up. Hold everything in your fingers.
Your job requires a college degree. You should be able to write off your student loan payments as a business expense the way CEOs write off their private jets and yachts for their job.
It's just the smartest thing I've ever heard, by the way. Yeah, let's see what kind of things people will write off, actually.
Stuff. It's really going to upset you that we can't write off our student loans on our taxes. Well,
In a way, I would have to really open the map of rent across the world. Because if you want cheap rent, you cannot be living in an expensive neighborhood, after all. And you might have to learn someone else's language and all that shit. You have to humble yourself. It makes sense that you have to pay in different means.
a reasonable.
I don't know.
Good boy.
Honestly, good.
Then I'm thinking we colonize Mars.
You know, you're so smart, Elon. Good boy.
Thank you. Hey, what's up, guys?
Excuse me, can we help you, amphibious-looking man?
I was just thinking it would be super cool if we all hung out and chilled. Yeah, just him. He'll get scared and run away.
My computer's working just fine, thank you. I don't remember calling the squad.
Come on, let me hang. I can be pretty cool and fun. Give him this.
Here you go, little fella. Now run off.
This is the best shit ever.
But I don't want sauce. I want to chill with you guys. Yeah, sure, Zuck. We're certainly down to chill.
Yes, I'm about to press the chill button. I'm pressing it, look.
Hey, what's going on?
My god! This is the best shit ever.
It appears there's a poison dart in my neck. Yeah.
One of my friends just kind of traveled to Iceland. And it's like, what? Iceland? The most isolated place from Europe? But this is what your mind could try and do, convince you that there's apocalypse going on. And then there's one way out of this. That there's purge going on. There's only one way out. Someone's going to give you a stupid-ass solution. That would also be considered very much so as a vortex. Running away from things is not exactly the best thing to do. Or running into things. But trying to be the third wheel, I mean, sounds pretty funny to me. Zuckerberg, keep trying.
These saltwater crocodiles in Asia have apparently learned how to pretend to be drowning to lure humans in who they view as prey, who they then obviously eat.
Ugh.
Hey, that's a Rocky Mountain giant pigeon.
But Australians have lost the battle against these chicken. And that's the funny thing about Australia. It loses to wildlife over and over again. To the point where even crocodiles... Indonesia is pretty much Australia, basically. To the point where even crocodiles mimic human behavior just to lure them in. Isn't that crazy?
That time we only shot harmoniously with the emus nowadays.
Yeah, they gave up, bro.
Some off. The emus, that is, not the Americans.
I don't know, I definitely found Australia very interesting.
Total chaos is unfolding in LA right now.
3 days ago.
When I went to bed last night, this was the price of a 4090 graphics card, the best you can currently have in the market. And then this morning, when I arose, like Sleeping Beauty when she got mwah, kissed by the prince, I found out this news.
Well, now, with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070.
Bam, slam, Malaka's hand, boys. Everyone wants this. Even the emus want this graphics card.
My God.
Hot water has a lot of trash in there.
In the cold water. So if you're filling your electric kettle or whatever you're cooking with hot water, all that crap is getting ingested by you. And that's because hot water, minerals are way more soluble and they pick up crap from pipes from the bottom of your water heater. So for me, from now on, it's always going to be cold water, even if it takes longer. But now I need to investigate what kind of damage I did to myself by microwaving styrofoam cup noodles.
Okay, yes.
Therapy kind of sucks when you're already an emotionally intelligent person and you're very good at self-discovery. Because, like, my mental health is horrible, but I know exactly why. So whenever I'm in therapy, which I'm like, yeah, I need therapy, and I talk to my therapist and I'm like, I'm feeling this way, which is probably because of this, so I should implement this.
Another reason why dude economy needs to exist is because people know what their problems are. They just cannot push themselves into solving those problems. Or just have a missing tool somewhere, and all of a sudden everything just falls apart, missing motivation, whatever it takes to finalize the solution, it's not there, and a lot of people just left hanging.
This, and she's like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, yeah.
This is some physical
Advocate for yourself. Demand actual healthcare that you feel you need. Congratulations.
The court cases happening in 2025. US waves goodbye to TikTok.
Oh, they just still decide something on January 10th. I wonder if Dylan fucking covered that shit. No new videos. Maybe we get something? Yeah, the funny thing is about capitalism, it kills itself, basically. Here's money for work, and the money gets put into private. But here's also privacy, right? To keep that money. Here's your personal bank account, everything. And some people accumulate money, and the privacy accumulates naturally because everyone has their own shit. But at some point, everyone is so isolated from each other that they stop knowing how to solve problems anymore. They even stop being able to communicate, and the divide of the America sounds like a fucking brain-damaged screaming on both sides. Screaming and hating. And then privacy keeps accumulating because now it's causing problems, but people are panicking now. They don't know how to progress in life anymore, despite having potentially access to money. But a lot of people are struggling and they're just dormant. They cannot be productive enough. So even if you have these privileged jobs and you do these like news networks, you name it, bro. The only thing you're doing is just disassociating with the problem. You're not actually helping to solve it. And that's what makes the problem worse, when people are not willing to actually put their brain cells together into actually solving the issue just for the better of everyone. If they just... like that's the bad thing that even movie actors do. They embrace privacy. And that privacy has been karmically taken away by storm. But let's see a TikTok ban, boys. All that matters is that privacy going up and increasing in people's lives is unsustainable behavior that caused the apocalypse. And all people have to understand is that this has to fall apart. Dude economy would break down privacy. You just have to pay a little bit and maybe pay a little bit extra so other people can be helped who don't have the money, don't have the needs to be able to cover their asses and get the required equipment to improve their lives. You know, pay up front. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a wonderful life again. But that requires the destruction of privacy. Whether it's a dude looking into your room and being like, okay, you need to fix this and that. Maybe some situations getting filmed and uploaded on TikTok to get the correct perspective on the whole situation, right? Or exposing someone. Who knows? Who knows what the solution is, but it's very good to accept that work has to be done right now. And people who have recognized that sort of situation, like myself, probably going to be ahead of their time and be willing to accept the change immediately. That's why I'm able to predict the future, because the future is something you have to accept. It's constantly reminding itself to everyone on this planet. And some people just don't want to accept it because they already have a life and a change would mean a lot of work or whatever, right? So for them it's difficult, but for me, I'm ready, you know? And I'm ready for that band too, to deliver you more What the Fuss episodes if you like this one.
I mean, the initial news bags, I learned new recipes, protein bagels. TikTok has really made
There's no news though, what? Unlikely? What's going on?
Congress did.
Yeah, if TikTok is such a unique algorithm, then people have to make necessary research in order to be able to get to that level of technology, and we don't even deserve TikTok in America. I deserve TikTok. I'm gonna look at that app every day of my life. I mean, TikTok ban itself is a vortex, and this is the last vortex I'm gonna put down. It's kind of like Chinese middle finger to the face of like, you can't have it unless you sell us your privacy and data. And obviously, it's something that Americans cannot do, basically. It's a checkmate. Yeah, I see it now. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching.